I want to tell you something that took me 82 years to learn. Not 82 years of reading, not 82 years of listening to other people's stories, 82 years of living inside a skin that this country decided before I ever took my first breath. My name is Roosevelt Caldwell. People call me Roy. I was born in 1943 in Selma, Alabama. And I am going to tell you 9 truths today, Srest. 9 things I know in my bones. Things I did not fully understand until most of my life was already behind me. I am not telling you these things to make you feel sorry for me. Lord knows I don't need your pity. I survived things that should have broken me. And I am still here, telling you these things because I don't have the luxury of time to waste on silence anymore. I don't have time left for silence. And neither do you. Remember that, neither do you. If what I'm about to say reaches something inside you, something you've been carrying that you didn't know how to name, subscribe to this channel because this is not the only truth I have left to tell. And stay with me now. Don't go anywhere. What I'm about to tell you matters. The first truth I learned, Graham, the one that took me the longest to accept, Graham, I'm going to tell you right now. The system was never broken. It was built exactly the way they intended. I know that sounds hard. I know some of you want to believe it was just ignorance, just the times. I was 12 years old the first time a white man looked me dead in the eyes and told me to move to the back of the bus. Not because I had done anything wrong, not because I was causing trouble, because of what I looked like. I remember the way his voice sounded, flat, bored even, like telling someone the weather. Moved. I got up and I moved to the back. And I have never forgotten that moment. And I hated myself for moving. For years, I hated myself for that. That man wasn't acting alone. He was acting on behalf of an entire structure. Law was carefully constructed to make people like me feel exactly the way I felt in that moment. That is the first truth. The system wasn't an accident. And until you truly accept that, you're cloned. The second truth is one I learned from my brother, Clarence. Smartest man I ever knew. Could have been a lawyer, a doctor, a senator. I'm not saying that as a brother's pride. Clarence died in 1971. He was only 28 years old, 28. His whole life still ahead of him. He died 2 blocks from our mother's house. Stopped by police for walking too slow. He never came home. My brother Clarence never came back through that door. We don't just grieve the person. We grieve what they could have been. We grieve what was stolen. I carried Clarence with me every single day for 51 years. I still carry him. That weight either destroys you or it becomes the reason you keep going. It took me a long time to find this. The third truth took me until I was in my 50s to fully see, and I wish I had seen it sooner. I worked for the same company for 31 years. Started in a loading dock in 1965 deal. I worked harder than any man in that building. I came in early. I stayed late. I never complained. In 31 years, I was passed over for promotion 11 times. 11. I counted. I had a notebook where I kept track in. Dates, names of the men who got the position instead of me. You think that notebook made me feel better? It didn't. It just made the injustice impossible to ignore. Working twice as hard to get half as far is not a motivation speech. It is an indictment. When someone tells you to just work harder first, they are telling you they have never had to survive what you have survived just to stay in the room. I say it so you understand the full cost of what my generation paid just to exist in space. If you're still with me, Archer, and I hope you are, Bruce, to this channel. The fourth truth came to me on November 4th, 2008, a day I will never forget for the rest of my life. I drove myself to the polling place in the same county where, 40 years earlier, I had watched men and women. I stood in that booth for a long time, longer than I needed to. When I walked out, there was a young woman outside laughing on her phone, completely unbothered. And I just stood there in that parking lot watching her walk away, and I thought, she has no idea what this cost. Freedom that was paid for in blood looks different depending on whether you paid for it or inherited it. As long as I have breath, I will make sure somebody remembers. This is me remembering. The fifth truth is about love. And I'll be honest with you, this one, Everett, I was not a good father when my children were young. I was present in the house, but I was so consumed with surviving, with proving myself, that I forgot to be soft.
My son Marcus told me something about 12 years ago. He said, "Daddy, I spent my whole childhood trying to figure out if you loved me." That was the fifth truth. Those words cracked me open like nothing else had ever done before. Trauma doesn't announce itself. It just moves from generation to generation. Quiet as more, we fixed it. We had years. Not enough, but we had years. Don't wait as long as I did. The sixth truth is simple, and I wish I had known it at 30. It would have saved me so much damage. Anger is information. It is not instruction. Those are two very different things. For most of my life, I treated my anger like a fire. Either contain it completely or let it. The third option is to listen to what the anger is telling you and then decide, deliberately. The men I watched destroy themselves, they weren't destroyed by anger. They were destroyed by not knowing what to do with it. I learned to ask the anger a question. What are you protecting? Almost always, the answer was love. When you know what you're protecting, you fight differently. You fight with purpose instead of just rage. The seventh truth is about this country. I say this as a man who has loved America and cursed America is not finished. It has never been finished. And that is both its greatest failure and its only hope. I have seen it all. I have watched this country move forward and try to pull back with both hands. The arc does not bend toward justice on its own. It bends because people grab hold of it and pull. The struggle does not end when you are comfortable. It ends when everyone is free. The eighth truth is the one I wish someone had told me when I was young and full of fire and certain I could either.
You cannot carry the weight of your entire people on your back and expect to also have a life. I tried. God knows I tried. There is a difference between commitment and martyrdom. Your ancestors survived. So does your peace. So does your laughter. So does the sound of your children playing in a yard without fear. You are allowed to live while you fight. In fact, you must. That is not weakness. The ninth truth is the one I want you to carry out of here today. Put it somewhere you will see it when you wake up in the morning. 82 years is a long time. And I am telling you, Peth, it is also not enough. I have watched so many people, good people, strong people, waited. Every single one of them waited. And the time did not wait back. And time, Darren, that cold, indifferent thing called life, did not wait with them. Whatever you are waiting to become, whatever you are waiting to say, whatever love you are holding back to cure, stop waiting. My brother is gone. My friends are gone. My wife, the woman who answers. And I sit in this chair some evenings and I think about all the things I said now, and don't let that be you. Please, don't let that be the story of your life. I survived, I survived Jim Crow. I survived Clarence's death. I survived 31 years. And the one thing I could not survive, the one wound that sits with me still, is time I cancer child of Odessa. That is the truth no system gave me.
No March, no Chatwin. Don't waste it. Whatever time you have left your harness, don't you waste a single day of it. Whatever time you have, use it. Use it for something real. Use it for somebody real. Use it like it means something, because it does mean something. Every single day means something. Lord knows it does. My name is Roosevelt Caldwell. I am 82 years old. I was born in Selma, Alabama, and lived long enough to see it change. Not enough change, but some. And that some cost everything. Now you carry it forward. That is not a request. That is what all of this was for. If these words found something in you, Pell, stay connected to this channel. The time is now. It always was.